Hey there, I'm BogdanBudaca and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another mind workout, and I hope that you keep safe and you keep learning. So today I thought that we could go over another cool little problem. It requires us to implement a program that runs a plurality election. It should be pretty interesting, so let's dig right in. So what does a plurality election mean? You can of course look it up online. Simply put, it means that the candidate with the most votes wins. So it's pretty straightforward. So this will help us implement and run such an election. So we can start with the usage of our program. So we'll just run our program and we will provide our candidates as command line arguments. Okay, just a bunch of names pretty much. So Al, for example, Mary, Dave, Alice, I don't know. Okay, so this is how we will provide our candidates to the program, and we can start and build a small algorithm for our work. So first we will create, let's say, a constant. I want to say a variable, a constant for the maximum number of candidates. We will have an upper limit there. So for example, let's say 9. So 2, we will, for each candidate, we will make a structure. We will create a structure. Basically, each candidate would have, let's say, 2 properties, like the name and the number of votes. So create a structure for a candidate. Then we would create an array of type candidate. Okay, then we could check for the command line arguments. Line argument count. Because basically we would want to have at least 2 candidates for our election. So here next we could check for the max number of candidates for a minimum of 2 candidates. Check for the max number of candidates, so just our limits. So after we do this, we can iterate and pass the values from the argument vector. I'm just gonna write this down as argv, the candidates array, and then we can get the number of voters. Somewhere over here we should also create an array of type candidate, choose the number. Okay, dates. Here we should actually get the number of candidates. I'm gonna change this a bit. Get the number of voters, and then iterate for the voters and get the vote. Then we will validate the vote, and for this we can create a function. Create a function to validate the vote. Then we will print the winner or winners if there's a tie. And for this as well, we can create a function to check for and print the winner or winners. Okay, so this could be a starting place, but we will see as we go. So let's start writing some code. Include standard h. So we will have our main function int argc argument count, and then we will have the argument vector to be our array of char arrays of strings here. So up top we will define our constant max value of 9. Here we will use typedef struct to make our structure for a candidate. So here we will have char name, let's say char array, let's say of max length of 50, that should be enough, and quotes, and we will call this candidate. Here we will make an array of type candidates, and to have a length of max. So there's an issue here. Oh, sorry about that. Forgot the semicolon. Okay, and candidates count. I'm going to make this globally available. So up here in the header, because we want this to be available throughout our code. So that should be it for now. So we can start doing some checks. So if argument count is less than 3, so we have 1 would be our program, and then we have the other 2 for our minimum of 2 candidates. So then we would print usage program, actually plurality, and then we want to hint that this will be an array of candidates. Okie doke. Return 1. We will terminate the program here if we don't have enough candidates for our election. So candidates count equals to argument count minus 1. So this will be our candidates count, and we can run the second check. So we check that we have at least 2 candidates. Now we can check for the number checked for the max number of candidates. I was just looking at the first 3, so we did create the constant, we created the structure, we created the array. Now we checked for the command line arguments, and now we got the number of candidates, and we're checking for the max number of candidates. So we can do that right here. If candidates count greater than max, here again we will printf max of 9 candidates allowed, let's say. So return 2, for example. So again, an error, and we will terminate the program. So we've got this down. Let's see what's next. Check for the, okay, iterate and pass the value from the arguments vector to the candidates array. So here we can run a for loop. I equals 0, I is less than candidates count. Nope, actually less than arguments count. Arguments count or candidates count? So candidates count. Sorry about that. So candidates count is, we already have it here, so we can actually use it here. So I plus plus. So here what we want to do is use string copy, and for our candidates position I, so ith candidate name, and we're passing argv of I plus 1. Okay, so what we're doing here, we're iterating until for up to the candidates count, and for the, well, here unidentified if, oh, sorry about that. So it's a for here, not an if. So, and for each ith candidate, for the name, we're passing in the argument vector of position I plus 1, okay? Because the first argument is actually the program, so we want to go with I plus 1 for the next one in line, okay? So that's what we're doing here. We need to use a string copy, cpy, sorry. So we need to use a string copy for the string, but for the integer, we can just pass it, votes equals 0, so everybody starts with 0. Okie doke, so now this is done. Get the number of, okay, now we get the number of voters. So int voters, actually voters count, a printf number of voters. Here we use f here, and we pass it to voters. Okay. So now we have our voters count over here. So iterate and get the vote. So 4 equals 0. I is less than voters count I plus. So we're just going through the voters and we're getting each of the vote for each of them. Okay. So char name 50, that should be enough. Then printf vote. So basically here we just expect the user, for example, to pass in the name of the candidate. And here we will use f. We will pass it to, for the string we don't need to use the ampersand. Here if, and we didn't make it yet, but we will, so we will make a vote function. We will check, it will return a boolean. So if vote name, if this will be false, we will printf invalid vote. Okay. Okay. Here we will make another function. We don't have it yet, but print winner, winner. Okay. And that should be it so far. So here we're just iterating for the voters, we're getting the vote, we're passing it to our vote function, and we're validating the vote. And then we'll just print the winners, okay? So let's make the vote function. We will need a boolean, so include it up here. Standard bool h, bool vote, here char name. So it will receive our string. So for, we will iterate through our candidates. I equals 0. I can copy. Sometimes I can just copy this up above. Don't need this actually. So we will use string compare. If string compare candidates position I name and name, and if this is true, the string compare function returns a 0. Okay, so this is how we can check it. So we go through the candidates and we check with the name that we've provided to our function, and if there's a match, we will candidates position I votes plus plus. Okay, so we will increment the number of votes. So here we actually have, okay, return true. if everything is okay. Otherwise, return false. So there was no match. Probably the name doesn't exist, or there was a typo or something like that. So the vote is invalidated. Okay. So this is our vote function, and then we have print, not winter, but winner. Print winner. The type void and receives nothing. So how can we print the winner? So we can just search through our candidates and get the highest number of votes. So we can actually iterate through our candidates, and here if we actually need also int let's say most votes, for example, most votes, okie doke, and if candidates I position I votes is greater than most votes, then most votes equals to the number of votes that this candidate has. Okay, so this, actually let's initialize this with 0. So basically we will go through the candidates, and the first most votes will have the smallest number of votes. So for example, if there's a candidate with 1 vote that's greater than 0, so most votes will become 1, sorry. And then as we go through the candidates, when we find the bigger number, it will just pass it on, and at the end we'll have the highest number stored in most votes. Okay, so after we do this, we can again iterate through our candidates one more time and check if the candidate votes are equal to most votes, and we will print out that candidate. Okay, S new line, and here we will candidates I here, but here name. Okay, so we just go through the candidates, we compare their number of votes with the variable most votes, and we will print out the names that do match. Okay, so this should be it. Oh, I need to put these functions up top in the header so the program can use them. So first the vote function, let's get the print winner function. It here. Let's see if this is good. It will compile. GCC plurality. I'll put this to plurality. Okay, so we have a bunch of errors. I already see one here with string compare, and for this one we do need the string age included. I forgot to do that. Let's just now, oh, that seems to have been it. So let's run our program. Oh, okay, so yeah, this is good. So no candidates, number of voters, let's go with 4. So Al, Mary, Al and Mary are both printed, so I just wanted to check if there's a tie. So if we do the same, number of voters 4, Al, that's an invalid vote, that's fair. Bob, so Al is the winner. Okay, so the program does seem to work. Just to recap, so we just made the max constant here. We defined our structure here for the candidates with string name, char array name, and int votes. Here we're just initializing candidates count, and here we're making an array of type candidate. It has a maximum length of the constant here. These are our functions. So here we're just checking for the argument count to have more than 3. Here for at least 3. So here we're checking for the maximum number of candidates. So I'm going to comment these, create a constant, create a structure, so here check for count, here check for max candidates. Okie doke, here we just populate candidates. Here we get number of voters. Okie doke, here we get the vote, and here we validate the vote with our vote function. So after we populate the candidate, we just get the voters count, and then we iterate and we get the vote for each of them. Then we validate the vote with our vote function. Here we print the winners. It's pretty obvious, but I'm just gonna comment it here. So here we're checking if there's a match, checking if there's a match for the candidate and the date name. Here we increment the votes if there has been a match, and here we just check for most votes. Here we check for the candidates with the most votes. Okay, so here we validate, we just check, and if there's a match with our candidates, then we increment the votes and return true, which goes here. So if this is true, this doesn't happen, we don't get an invalid vote. Here we just check for the highest number of votes, and then we check which candidate does have that highest number of votes, and we print them out. Okay, so this is it. Hope it's pretty straightforward, and I hope this was as fun and interesting for you as it was for me. I will also upload the code to GitHub, of course, and I'm looking forward to your comments in the comment section below. And please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if this was fun for you, and I'll see you around.